Thank you, Chinchen. Tommy, would you like to say anything before we conclude? Yes.
So, so everything there should be an end, and we come to the final of these two workshops. I think these 2 day workshop, all of us enjoy so much, and I noticed that normally during the closing there will be not many people there, but very strange that nearly all of us are here until the closing. So I just really appreciate all that. So that's the reason I take a pictures of that. So thank you for these 2 days, and also thank you so much for Lei Ho organizing all that. So yesterday, last night, Lei Ho mentioned that is half success of the workshops, because he considered yesterday is just half of it. But now I can say that it's fully successful. So thank you so much for Lei to organize all these, and we enjoy almost so much for the all that, the contents of the presentation, as well as the food that we he brought to us. So thanks so much for our MIT hosting this together with co-organizer Monash U and the University of Melbourne. And also thank you so much for the 5 organizers, 5 sponsor. So 3 gold and 2 silver. So thank you so much. And I think that's all I would like to say. And Lei, then, and if you would like to go on to conclude, or give us some hints for the next workshop.
Okay. Uh, Thank you very much, everyone. Once again, really appreciate it for all of us as attendees to support our workshop, the 16th workshop. So I think just a few words. Looking back, I mean, 2 days are not long, but we have so many great speakers sharing your knowledge through the presentation and the networking events, networking sessions, and also those invaluable intellectual assets are what we really enjoy and would recall in the future. So looking ahead, today we had our AGM. So in the AGM, the re-election and continuation on the board membership would allow us to work constantly and consistently together in the years to come. So that would also allow us to deliver more greater goals in the future. So I think with that, before I conclude the 16th workshop, so there, as Tommy mentioned, that as usual, that uh, uh, we would we would inform the next year workshop the whereabouts of it, and also the organizer of the next year workshop, the 17th. So if you can switch to the other slide. So in our yesterday's ABM discussion, and it was agreed that next year workshop would be hosted by John Vasey in New South Wales, Newcastle. John, would you like to give a few words?
Thank you. Thank you for an excellent session this year, and we were very motivated by doing this, principally by Govinda's excellent conference last year. Really, both were really positive. And I think going with David's theme, that it's a really collaborative group. We're all sort of on the same page, and looking forward to it. So we're planning to host the conference in Newcastle. This is sort of a picture of Newcastle. That's Engine Analysis Central. The place we're going to be is sort of a little bit further back in town. I don't know if you've ever been to Newcastle, but it's a whole lot of heavy industry and a few nice spots. The heavy industry aspect of it is everywhere. You'll see it when you drive into town, or when you fly into town, or if you come anywhere around it. There's also a series of emergent industries that you might not be aware of. It's quite a heavy wind focus, and the F-18s and the F-35s. Proposed program will sit more or less like we have done for this one. So it's sort of a 2-day with a possible field trip if anyone's interested. I've got some questions in a moment. definitely bring some board shorts and walking shoes. You can probably don't need a car for the whole trip. That will be sort of in town. It's some really lovely walks, some great places to swim. It's kind of quite a comfortable area to be. I do need some volunteers, particularly some academic volunteers to sort of help in that process. Then the questions. Days, does anyone have a preference, sort of earlier in the week, later in the week? I've got an A, B, C, D for sort of 3 different options. That the plus day is if we're going to do an excursion, you want to do it on a weekend or a midweek. So reset A, no one. B, no one. C, 1. Okay, C, D. Yep, okay. It is, 4 people in the Ds. Okay. Subject, like I think that this sort of format works quite well with the industry one day, academic another day. There's a breakout for sort of way in motion. There's quite a bit of way in motion work around this sort of that's crossing into structural health monitoring. Perhaps we could do a breakout of that. A problems corner, I'd quite like to do a postgrad session. So it's just sort of postgraduates, either drinks or something, so they can all have a whinge about their general management. And sponsored. Do we want, to what degree do we want sponsorship? So I think the question around sponsors and LS has done a lot of work around Bridgewim and also others. Do we want to bring internationals into it? So again, I'm just going to run down, see if there's any interest. I guess same format. Anyone interested? Same format or something different? Breakout for way in motion. Anyone interested in that? Yeah, okay. Problems corner, where it's sort of a bit more of a discussion rather than sort of presentation. Yeah. Postgrad session, bad idea, good idea, bad idea. No. And bringing in sponsored international guests that might have structural health monitoring from somewhere else. Yeah, a few nods, a few questions. Yeah, okay, bit of a thumbs up for that one. The costs, we don't have a lot of support from a university because it's no one here from Uni Newcastle at the moment. There's 4 options there. 3, who's into that? Yeah, of course. We can sort of push in more sponsors, but it'll be more people like us with more posters around the show. Any objections to that or support? Yeah, general. Okay, thumbs up, more of them. I was sort of thinking that it might end up at $500 a ticket if we really had no support. Any objections or support of that? Support generally? Yeah. But get back to me if you really hate the idea. And dinner tickets. I think that the dinner is probably the most expensive and most unpredictable component of this. Just throwing in a fee for it doesn't look like a terrible idea. So any objections, support? Yep, cool. It means that we could invite everyone, right? And which I think is kind of the point anyway. So barbecue on the beach, nice. Weather dependent. So yeah, looking for anyone who knows anyone at University of Newcastle other than me. And then who wants to be the sort of the academic liaison? That might not be so helpful. Okay. Beauty. If you can ask them to get in touch, that'd be great. Yeah, look, for people who are from, if you like muddy rivers and from Brisbane, there's muddy rivers a bit further back. If you like reclaimed swamps, which from Melbourne, there's a bit of that. That's what the university's sort of based on. But the rest of the place is all sort of beaches. It is really quite a lovely town.
Okay, thanks very much. Tommy, do you have any other words to say? Okay, thank you. So with that, yes, Vijay. Sorry about that.
Yes, as they say, behind every successful man is a woman. Behind every successful organization is a pillar. Since the beginning, I was involved and have seen and watched Tommy. 16 years of dedicated, untiring service. And in some cultures, when you reach 16, I don't want to be sexist here, but especially with the ladies, we call them sweet 16. So ANSHM has entered its sweet years now. But it's only because of dedication and continued support. I've watched him from close and from far. Without Tommy, we would not be here. So I just wanted to take this opportunity because I don't know what the future holds to sincerely and on behalf of all of us acknowledge you, Tommy, as a wonderful friend, dedicated and totally committed. And that's a recipe for success. And with that attitude, I will be very surprised that we don't get the hub. The difference with this hub is I've been involved with a few and I'm involved. You normally apply for something and bring people that have never met and it's still successful sometimes. Can something that have been in the pipeline for 16 years be unsuccessful? It doesn't make sense to me. So if we are not successful, I make a special trip to Canberra and talk to the minister. Although I will be dismissed immediately and won't take any notice of it, but at least I can protest. Thank you again for a wonderful service.
So thank you so much, Pigeon, for your kind words. So basically, is a lot of people consider I dedicate a lot, but I gain a lot, and especially the friendship and also to knowing each other and learn from you. So to me, it's very rewarding to working for this post. So I think I just leave all that to the our executive committee, our advisory board, as well as you, my fellow members. So without you, I think we can't have today. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so anybody else would like to say anything? All right. So last but not least, thank you very much again. For those who are traveling interstate, have a safe way back home. Melbourne-based in Geelong, you also have a safe way back to Geelong. So with that, I would like to formally conclude the 16th ANSHM workshop at RMIT, and looking forward to see everybody next year. Thank you.